In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB slate for Wednesday, July 10th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our July 10th MLB bet slate we got going on for Wednesday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we are at the homepage of the YouTube channel. Currently at 6.89 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience. If you're not subscribed right now, you're absolutely missing out on the community that we're building on YouTube and on Patreon as well. All right, and speaking of that Patreon, we're having a pretty solid day here. If we're talking about Tuesday, this is the community parlay that I did give out. So far, Cleveland Guardians came through, Cincinnati Reds, Houston Astros. We're just waiting on the Mariners. They are up 5-0 in the top of the 7th. So as long as they close out that game, we're going to be fine with this plus 544 parlay. So fingers crossed on that one. And for the total of the day of our plays, the Reds came through, Guardians came through. We had one loss, Yankees. Royals was postponed. Astros won. We're waiting on the Mariners. And I told everyone to take the Cubs. I was warning people about that Cubs-Orioles game. That was one of our upset specials. We're still waiting on the D-backs. And then the Athletics. They scored. It was a lot of runs there. It would have been better just taking over, but that was one of my upsets as well. The Athletics, they lost by 3. All right, but saw very, very good day. We got potential with the community parlay. So if you want access to these plays, the future bets, and to the group chat, you sign up right now to that Patreon link down below. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up in the slate for Wednesday, we have the Baltimore Orioles 57-34 going to be against the Chicago Cubs 43-49. Looking at the current odds right now, Baltimore Orioles are slight favorites here, or decent sized favorites, minus 165 on the money line with the comeback of the Cubs at a plus 140. Total runs are set at 8. For the public bet percentage here, 90% of the bets, 100% of the money on the side of the Orioles here. This was very similar to what we saw on Tuesday, but the Cubs came through with an upset here. This one is more a little bit solidified when we get to that pitching matchup there. Total runs, 84% of the bets, 94% of the bets, and 95% of the money towards the over 8 runs. For this pitching matchup, we have Shota Imanaga 7-2 with a 3.16 ERA, going against Corbin Burnes 9-3 with a 2.32 ERA here. The pitching matchup here obviously is very strong on the side of the Baltimore Orioles with Corbin Burnes, an absolute ace of the whole entire league of MLB here. I can go through his numbers here. There's nothing that really I need to attack on. It would just be a bad night for Corbin Burnes if it came down to the Cubs beating the Baltimore Orioles yet again. Imanaga, on the other hand, is giving up some power to lefties, and he's giving up hits to righties, and there's some regression when it comes to his numbers to righties as well, with an xFIP at a 4.39. So this is where the Baltimore Orioles can get to Imanaga. This is going to be the first time seeing him as well. And this is going to be his toughest task, 100% going up against this offense here. So remember, Power to lefties he's given up, and he's given up a lot of. He's given up some raised numbers, hits wise to righties, and that xFIP shows some regression. So I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Orioles to bounce back here. Give me them on the money line -165. And if I'm going with the over under, I am gonna go towards the over 8 runs in this matchup as well. In Comerica Park here, we have the Detroit Tigers 43 and 49 going to be against the Cleveland Guardians 57 and 33. Looking at the current odds right now, Cleveland Guardians are road favorites -145 on the money line, with the Tigers on the comeback at a +120. Total runs set at 7.5. For that public bet percentage, 73% of the bets, 64% of the money here on the Cleveland Guardians. We're seeing a little bit of some sharp money here, sharp in public coming in on that Detroit side. Not saying they're too much of a public underdog, but there is money coming in on that side, all right? Total runs, 97% of the bets, 99% of the money towards the over 7.5. Pitching matchup here, Tanner Beebe, who's been very good this year, 7-3 with a 3.67 ERA, going up against Reese Olson, 3-8 with a 3.22 ERA. He's been solid as well. Now, when you dig deeper into these numbers, especially Reese Olson, like I said, he's been pretty good this year. He's great at home as well, but when you look a little bit deeper, he struggles against lefties, and this is where the Guardians can take advantage of him. He's given up a 333 batting average to lefties, a 1.63 whip to lefties, a BABIP at 426 as well. So that BABIP is insane. If you see anything over 300, that's a major concern. And he's going to see 6 lefties in this lineup here for the Guardians. So this is where I really like the Guardians in this spot, going up against Reese Olson. Tanner Beebe, he's been great on the road, 2.70 ERA on the road. His issue is a little bit of power to lefties with a 1.91 home run per 9. He's going to see around 3 to 4 lefties in this lineup, but these Detroit Tigers here are not good lefties at all. They strike out at a very high clip. So it could be a spot where he can take advantage of the lefties as well. So give me the Guardians here. Love the Guardians. Again, money line. I would consider Guardians -1.5. And if I had to choose the over-under, I'm going to go over 7.5 runs. In Tropicana Field, Tampa Bay Rays 45 and 46 going to be against the New York Yankees 55 and 38. We got an AL East battle here, and this is pretty even. -110 Yankees, -110 Rays for the odds. Total runs set at 8. For that public bet percentage here, we have 58% of the bets on the Tampa Bay Rays, but we have the public here coming in very strong in the sharps. 80% of the money on the Yankees. So that's a big difference there. And that's why it's moving the line and having the Yankees as almost favorites in this spot here. But it is currently even. All right. Total runs, 94% of the bets, 93% of the money towards the over 8 runs. Starting pitching matchup, Marcus Stroman, 7-4 with a 3.58 ERA. Going up against Zach Eflin, 5-5 with a 4.19 ERA. Stroman pitches better on the road. He has a 2.54 ERA on the road, but his expected numbers show regression as well on his road numbers. So that doesn't bode well. And if you look at his last 2 road starts, he's given up 7 earned runs in those 2 games. So can he mitigate the damage against this Rays team? This is another team that struggles to score runs. We'll see. If we're looking at Zach Eflin, he has home road splits, okay? On the road, his ERA is a 5.37, but at home, his ERA is at a 2.43. So he pitches better at home here, similar to Stroman. He pitches better on the road. Eflin pitches better at home. But when you dig deeper, Eflin is giving up numbers to righties, which are a major concern. Anyway, he's a righty pitcher that can't pitch to righty batters, and I usually take advantage of those guys like Griffin Canning. And his numbers against righties, he's given up a 1.86 home run per 9, a 270 batting average, a 1.19 whip, and the xFIP is almost 5 at a 4.71. So, are we going to go with the Yankees bats, or are we going to go to bats with the Rays here? I do expect Stroman to mitigate some damage here. I'm going to roll with the Yankees and go with the public and the sharps here. Giving the Yankees on that money line at -110. And if I had to choose the total here, this is another one. I think the over can creep here going late as well. Give me the over 8 runs. Next up in Citizen Bank Park here, we have the Philadelphia Phillies 59-32 going against the LA Dodgers 55-37. Very, very good matchup here between these two elite teams. Looking at the current odds, we have the Philadelphia Phillies slight home favorites here, -135 with a money line, with the comeback of the Dodgers at a +110. Very rare occasion where you can get the Dodgers as underdogs. Total runs are set at 9. For the public bet percentage, we have 79% of the bets on Philly, but we have the public and the sharps here, 87% of the money on the Dodgers. People want to take advantage of the Dodgers at this underdog number. That didn't work out for the first game of the series. Everyone was on the Dodgers, but the Philadelphia Phillies destroyed the Dodgers in game 1. And that was the first game back for Bryce Harper and for Kyle Schwarber. So that was a good sign for the Phillies. Looking at the total runs, 96% of the bets and 95% of the money towards the over 9 runs. All right. This is a pitching duel. We have Gavin Stone, who's been pretty much the best pitcher for the LA Dodgers. Very consistent, 9-2 with a 3.03 ERA. Going up against Christopher Sanchez, 6-4 with a 2.96 ERA. He's been absolutely phenomenal this season. He already earned his extension, so he's shown the reason why that the Philadelphia Phillies need to keep him. And his home ERA is at a 1.35. So this one here could be a coin toss. I definitely love the under here. Give me the under 9 runs in this one. I think this is going to be a phenomenal pitching duel between two very good up-and-coming pitching stars here in Gavin Stone and Christopher Sanchez. So under 9 runs, and if I had to choose a winner in this spot here, I would slightly lean with the Phillies at home and yet again and take advantage of the public as well and the sharps. In Great American Small Park here, we have the Cincinnati Reds 44-48 going up against the Colorado Rockies 32-60. Looking at the current odds right now, Reds are home favorites here, -185 on the money line, with the comeback of the Colorado Rockies at a +150. Looking at the total runs, it is set at 9. For the public bet percentage, 91% of the bets, 99% of the money towards the Cincinnati Reds. So it's a consensus decision here on the Cincinnati Reds. Total runs, 96% of the bets, 94% of the money towards the over 9 runs as well in this one. Now, we have a very interesting pitching matchup here. Kyle Freeland, 0-3 with a 6.62 ERA, going up against Frankie Montas, 4-6 with a 4.19 ERA. On the side of Frankie Montas, he's been okay this year. He has a 4 ERA at home. His issue is against lefties. He's given up a batting average at a 319, a whip at a 1.66, and the xFIP is at 4.02. So that's a little bit of a cause concern here, which is making me lean towards the over. Because on the other side with Kyle Freeland, he has weird home run splits, okay? At home, he pitches phenomenal in Colorado, which is a huge shock in itself. But on the road is a totally different story. This is a very, very drastic home road split. His road ERA is 11.94. So that's absolute garbage there. He's given up power versus righties with a 2.35 home run per 9, a 4.11 batting average, and a whip of 2.41. And against lefties, he's given up a batting average of 375, a whip at 2, xFIP to both lefties and righties above 5. So this is a gas can here in Kyle Freeland, and we're going to go with a full sweep here. Give me Cincinnati Reds on the money line, Cincinnati Reds -1.5, and give me the over 9 runs. I think the Reds in Great American Small Park here get to Kyle Freeland. I think as well Frankie Montas will give up some runs as well. I love this environment for points. So over and Reds on the money line. In the Citi Field, we have the New York Mets 45-45 going against the Washington Nationals 42-50. Looking at the current odds, we have the Mets as sizable favorites here, -200 with the comeback of the Nationals at a +165. Total runs set at 9 for that public bet percentage. 90% of the bets, 96% of the money on the Mets here at home. For the total runs, 88% of the bets, 82% of the money towards the over 9 runs as well. And we have a pitching matchup here. Patrick Corbin, 1-8 with a 5.49 ERA going against Luis Severino, 5-3 with a 3.83 ERA. Severino has been very good this year. This is a bounce back season for him. And at home, his ERA is very strong at a 2.82. All right, he does have some expected numbers here to lefties that he's due for regression in a not good way here. xFIP looking at 5 right now, and he's going to see around 5 lefties in this Nationals offense. On the other side, we have Patrick Corbin, who has been an absolute gas can. And this is a team here in the Mets that dominate left-handed pitching as well. And when you're looking at the BVP, they absolutely tattoo Patrick Corbin with well over a batting average of 300, all right? So we have the Mets here in a strong spot against a bad pitcher. And we're going to be going with the Mets here on the money line, minus 200. And if I'm going towards the total, give me the over 9 runs. I think there's going to be runs plenty on both sides here. Mainly more on the Mets side to get to Patrick Corbin because he's been absolutely putrid this year. Next game up here in Chase Field, Arizona Diamondbacks 45-46 going against the Atlanta Braves 50-39. There is no line on this game here because the Atlanta Braves and Arizona Diamondbacks are still playing as we speak right now. So I would imagine this line here between Charlie Morton and Slade Cenconi would be around, I would give it minus 145 in favor of the Atlanta Braves here. And then I would give the Diamondbacks at that plus 120 range. If we're looking at the over-under, it's probably going to be set around 9 to 9.5. Just mainly because how bad Slade Cenconi's been on his ERA, all right, around that 9 range, okay? So, if we're looking at Charlie Morton, he's 5-5 with 3.96 ERA, a 1.25 WHIP. Slade is 2-6 with a 6.10 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. So both of these guys here are giving up hits, but the ERA is worse on the side of Slade. And when you're looking at the numbers here, Morton has been pretty solid this year. He is giving up some home run problems to righties on the road with a 1.45 home run per 9. So that's going to be the positive spot for the Diamondbacks, especially in this Chase Field here where a lot of runs are being scored. And if you're looking at the other side with Slade, he has huge home road splits. He is much better on the road. He cannot pitch in Arizona, and it is really, really bad. Just as bad as, was it Corbin? No, just as bad as Kyle Freeland is on the road. Slade Cenconi at home is absolute garbage. His ERA at home is 11.65. He has major issues against righties. A 3.86 home run per 9. A batting average at 406. A WHIP at 2.43. A BABIP at 435, and the xFIP is almost 6 at 5.80. This is a smash spot here. Braves on the money line, Braves minus 1.5, and give me the total over here of whatever it is going to be. 9, 9.5. Give me the over in Arizona, 110%. Last but not least, we're in Oracle Park here. San Francisco Giants, 44-47, going up against Toronto Blue Jays, 41-49. We have the Giants here as slight favorites, minus 150 on the money line with the comeback of the Toronto Blue Jays at a plus 125. Total run set at 7.5, so very low total here. Public bet percentage. No data as of right now on the money line, but on the total runs, we have 87% of the bets and 81% of the money towards the over 7.5. We have a pretty decent matchup here, pitching-wise. Chris Bassett, 7-7 with a 3.43 ERA, going up against Logan Webb, their ace, 7-6 with a 3.09 ERA. Bassett has been great at home and on the road. His road ERA is at 2.93, which is pretty solid, but he does have some issues here against lefties. He's given up a 1.33 home run per 9, a batting average at 309, a WHIP at 1.82, and the xFIP is 6. It's over 6, a 6.05 xFIP against lefties. He's going to see 5 lefties here in this lineup for the Giants. That does not bode well when you're talking about Logan Webb, who's been absolutely elite at home with a 2.13 ERA. Give me the Giants here on the money line. If I'm going with the over-under, give me the under 7.5. I love this spot for the Giants here, and I love this win. So give me money line minus 150, and like I said before, under 7.5 total runs. All right, so that's going to be our selections for the Wednesday slate in MLB. Let me know in that comment section down below if you disagree or you agree on my selections. Also, throw your thoughts down there, and even some props you want to go towards for the Wednesday slate. Remember, if you want to sign up and get connected with the Patreon, that link is provided down below. I'm giving you daily bets, future bets, and you get access to the chat. All right, and I'll be back with another video very soon. All right, peace out.